Hi, my name is Dave. I'm going to be going over how to authenticate your users in Weavy using maybe some authentication pieces you already have in place in your app, such as a JWT, or specifically for this example, using something that provides a JWT and utilizes that technology like Auth0. Now, Auth0 is a platform that allows developers to add secure logins to their apps with minimal effort, much like we allow users or developers to add chat for their users with minimal effort. So we're going to showcase that right here by just making a simple application that allows a user to log in or sign up, access some information that they couldn't see before, including chat. And then we're going to kind of break it down and how that works and show you how to utilize what you already have in place for authentication for Weavy for a great single sign-on experience for your users for chat. So this application, we're going to log in real quick. And what we can do is we can sign up for a new account right here. We can use an email address I have. Let's see here. Let's do Dave at Gmail. Okay, let's do that and get a password going. And now I've never signed up before through this, so it's going to ask for authorization. And of course, this is something you configure if you're using Auth0 in your Auth0 settings. So I'm going to accept that as the user. And now I have access to information I didn't before in this fake application, where we can take a look at certain information such as what my username is, and now we have access to learning more about Weavy. And we also have access to the Weavy chat. So if we take a look here at the, take a look here, sorry, I got thrown out here. Take a look at the messenger. We have logged in and the user's been created. Now we have access to chat. We can see the other users that are in this system, and we're able to message them if we would like. So I'm going to go ahead and message one of my Weavy accounts here and say, hey. So really easy, nice to do, nice and quick to get users in for authentication. And you can see that if we log out, we don't have access anymore to what we needed access to, and we can sign in with Google. So let's do that and see if we got that message. Of course, yes, we got that message from myself. So this is a really easy way to, again, use another JWT that's already in place for Weavy single sign-on. So let's talk about a little bit of how Weavy works when you're deploying the server and configuring it for something like this. So this is assuming you've already gone through our tutorials around the Weavy Server SDK and have deployed that, or using our amazing new sandbox environment that spins up an instance of Weavy that we host for you and configured it there. So we're going to configure a few things on the server, but if we take a look at what Weavy needs to authenticate is a JWT token. So Auth0 provides an ID token, that's a JWT token, when the user gets access and logs in. So Weavy requires a couple of these claims that the ID token provides, and even additionally some of these claims that it can use for things like the profile picture and the name of the user. So you know, the family name as well. So these are the things that you need if you're generating your own JWT token for Weavy, and then you just need to pass it in and validate it. So how Weavy validates it is you set that setting on the server in your application settings.json. So you're going to set the identity provider for the JWT token, and you're going to put the issuer for the the issuer claim on the JWT, and then the secret as well. But since Auth0 uses OpenID Connect, we actually don't have to configure the secret. We just need to set up the issuer. Weavy is set up to work with folks who use that type of OpenID Connect. So let's make sure we've done that in the Weavy server. I can show you how to do that locally. So all you need to do is go to your app settings.json and configure it for that issuer. That is going to be, if you're using auth0, the app that you are using there. So if you go to your auth0 account and you go to your apps and you take a look at those, I believe I'm at the docs actually. If you take a look at the apps that you have, you can see that URL under your application. So we're going to go to my application here and take a peek at that, which would be listed right here. So I can use that domain. That is the setting, the only setting you need to do when utilizing auth0, since they're going to provide you with everything else. So if you are doing this not on a local Weavy server, you need to configure your settings in your sandbox. If we're hosting it for you, you go to weavy.com and you sign in or you sign up. And then after you do that, you'll be able to configure those same settings here that you'll need for authentication. So you're able to configure identity provider here just by clicking edit configuration. See, I already have it placed there, and we're able to utilize it that way. So if we take a look at how that's done within the authentication in OAuth, or excuse me, auth0, we have the ability to use a lot of the methods that auth0 uses when we use that node module and that package that they provide. So we're able to use a method that they've added that's get ID token claims. So we're able to get that token from those claims, and we could then provide that into Weavy. So when we go ahead and initiate our new Weavy client, we pass in the URL, and it's the URI property here, which is the local host for now. I'm hosting this Weavy locally and talking to that Weavy server for the chat. And we pass into the token factory a function that's going to return the JWT, whether it's a JWT you generate, a JWT you're already using that has the proper claims that Weavy requires, as mentioned earlier, which is the one we're going to be using from auth0. So I've logged that out because we can kind of see where that comes from, and I think it's worth taking a look at that real quick. So let's take a peek at that and what happens when we sign in here. So we get these tokens right there to log in. So you can see that this token is a JWT token. If we go to jwt.io to decrypt it, we can see that it's given us all this information here, all the information that Weavy does require. So we're able to use that token and have it validated by the Weavy server, since it's being sent from the the right issuer, right? We have that issuer property right here in that token. So it's a very convenient and very secure way to add this into your application, nice and easy, by adding that provider. Now, this works if you're just logging in, signing out, and signing to different users, or if new users are signing up as well. Like I mentioned, it's very simple to use that JWT token that already exists, and you don't have to worry about making a new one or handling anything else outside of that. So again, thanks for joining us, and we'll see you here next year, Microsoft Build. I'm sure we'll be back.